Hello, welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. I just want to clarify my position on not just Conor Benn's two failed tests, but my stance on PED failed tests in general. So this isn't specifically about Conor Benn, although he's in the title of the video. This can apply to anyone who fails a PED test, and it's my opinion on what should happen. I don't care whether a fighter is cleared to fight. That's of no interest to me, okay? We all know boxing rules and regulations are often lacking, are often completely contradictory, completely hypocritical, okay? We all know that. So I don't base my moral code on whatever it is they've allowed to happen, just as they allowed a backdated 6-month ban for Canelo, or some sort of deal was struck with Tyson Fury, or the fact that fighters that I admire from the past, like James Toney and Roy Jones Jr., failed tests and didn't receive any realistic punishment. If you're opposed to PED use, there has to be a serious retribution for people who failed tests, okay? Conor Benn failed 2 tests in 2022 and has not been punished, and has not, under any shape or form, any definition, any criteria, been proven to be innocent. He failed 2 tests, okay? Now, I've heard people say, well, he hasn't fought for 18 months, so we'll let him off. No, we won't let him off. Not in my opinion. I don't take my moral compass from the WBC or from some loophole that exists whereby he's allowed to fight over the hills and far away in Florida. Okay, if you fail a test, right, there has to be some kickback. That stuff's in your system. Those 2 failed tests are evidence against you. And if you think you're innocent, if you claim to be innocent, if in the case of Conor Benn, you claim that substance wasn't even in your system, which is what he has claimed, then you've got to prove it. And if you don't prove it, as far as I'm concerned, just as if you went into a court of law and there was a stack of evidence against you and you said, well, I'm innocent, if you can't prove it, you get found guilty. Conor Benn is, because of the evidence presented, and if you can imagine this as being a courtroom scenario, okay, he's guilty until he's proven innocent. But it's up to him and his team to prove himself innocent. It's a difficult thing to do. I don't deny that, a very difficult thing to do. But he claims it's possible. He's got his 270-page dossier, okay? As things stand, he's not innocent. And again, cleared to fight means nothing. Means nothing. Not if you're seriously opposed to PED use. You know. I've also heard people say, well, since then he's been tested multiple times and he hasn't been found, there's nothing in his system. So what? What's that got to do with anything? That's irrelevant. Completely irrelevant, okay? Oh, I burgled 2 houses in 2022, but don't worry, I haven't done it since. Really? Oh, okay, well, we'll let you off. Off you go. Bye-bye. No. Look, I understand fully that the whole PED thing in boxing is a mess, all right? Different testing agencies, different jurisdictions, different licensing bodies, different ruling bodies. I understand the whole thing is a huge clusterfuck. I get it. But that is not going to make me suddenly throw my moral compass, if you like, for want of sounding poncy, out the window. No. I think PEDs are a bad thing in boxing. And I think that there should be retribution going hand in hand with positive tests. Not, here's a loophole, we'll jump through it. Well, organisation X say this and organisation Y say that, so we'll go with the one that favours us. I don't believe that. I believe that if you're found with an illicit substance in your system, there has to be some kickback. Otherwise, boxing, as dangerous as it already is, becomes the Wild West. And don't get me wrong, I do not trust any of the ruling bodies. I'm quite prepared to believe that, you know, it's an absolute nonsense that some testing bodies have a different illicit substance shopping list to others. Yes, that's wrong. That's ridiculous, really. But that's the way it is. But it doesn't mean you throw everything away. You throw the whole idea of resisting cheating in this already dangerous sport. You don't just throw it out, throw it in the bin, and try and forget about it. That should be your set of morals. People have said, "Well, we need to move on. We need to." Well, no, we don't need to move on now. We move on when you move on regarding any example, any case, when things have been resolved. And in the case of Conor Benn, things have not been resolved. And people have said to me, what have you got it in for Conor Benn for? Look, I don't think he comes across as being a very nice person. Absolutely not. But at the same time, my favourite fighter is Naoya Inoue. If he had gone through the same situation as Conor Benn, where he failed 2 tests, where there was this fudging of the issue, where a leading promoter used all this obscurantist nonsense, all sorts of spin attempts to try and control the narrative, I would be saying exactly the same thing about Naoya Inoue, because I don't like cheats and I don't want PEDs in sport. And there is no ultimate victory with fighting PEDs, because there'll always be cheats, and some of them will always get away with it. But that doesn't mean, just because there's no victory in sight, that you quit. You don't throw in the towel. And yes, I am talking about morality. I know that in this day and age there are people that say anyone who talks about a sense of morality is woke, because that's the new word, the sort of neo buzzword that exists, whereby anyone who tries to stand up for any kind of fairness or justice is somehow woke. To those people I say, grow up, or at least leave thinking to those capable of doing it. All right? Yes, we all know political correctness has got out of hand. We all know that there is such a thing as, for want of a better word, wokeness. All right? But it doesn't mean that everything or anyone who supports some sort of morality, some sort of justice, some sort of structure in this case boxing, is woke. No, they're not. All right. That's what I've got to say on this subject. I like to say this is going to be the last time I'm going to address the subject, but it probably won't be, because PEDs don't go away. And I'm going to keep saying I don't think PEDs are right in boxing. Leave your comments below if you've got any. If you disagree with me, absolutely fine. I ain't got a problem with that. As long as you're respectful, I'll be respectful back to you. Thank you for your time. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new. Hit the like button, and I'm looking forward to reading your comments. Bye for now.